Yo, still Bills, what's the deal, man? It's this ballin' ass Italian spot over here in Bellevue I just left, man. They got some grubbage for the fam bam. They finna do their thing. And I'm finna go home and make me some wings, man. But peep game though, man. We got to get into this shit, man. And that something is Bud Crawford versus David Avenesian, man. Shout out Bud Crawford. Highlight reel knockout. Now, granted, he was supposed to do that. He was definitely supposed to do that, so I'm not going to overtly praise him doing it. However, he went in there and did what it is that he was supposed to do. When it's a multitude of other fighters who go in there and don't do what they supposed to do. Hence, Edgar Berlanga. Who else went in? Oh, man, I can't think of who else went in there and did what it is that they didn't do what they were supposed to go in there and do. Fuck it. It's eluding me who didn't do what it was that they were supposed to do. But Bud went in there and did what it is. Damn, man, what the fuck? Bud went in there and did what it is that he was supposed to do, man. And I was in the building that night, man. It was electric in that motherfucker, man. One thing motherfuckers don't... Man, pause. Hold up. All right, yeah, I'm back, man. But like I was saying, one thing about the city, man... And I heard somebody, I think I was watching an interview with Antonio Tarver and Paulie Malignaggi, and they said this, man, we don't hear too many places that get loud like this outside of Las Vegas. Our energy here is different. It's different, man. Now, granted, even when you look at someone like David Avenesian, man, he's a humble dude. He ain't coming here on no rah-rah shit like how Jose Benavidez did. It was nothing like that. He was humble, you know, he was a dude who, you know, he had good virtue about him. You know, he was all smiles, no disrespect, none of that shit. And motherfuckers was still booing him when he walked in the ring. Niggas was clapping at him at the press conference. Niggas was clapping at him, you know, during his media workout. We kind of wolves up here, bro. Like, it's a gladiator arena when you step up in here, bro. Like, we ain't about no games. It's hometown over here, man. We boo. I ain't gonna do that to him. But the energy is just like that, my nigga. If you ain't from my hood, you can get from around here. Y'all know how that song go, and that's the energy that we get, you know, that we give off. And Bud is a nigga from the soil, straight out the mud with it. You know what I'm saying? Roaches and rats. That's just his get down, and we respect that up here. We respect. He's, you know, he's a wolf. He's a wolf his damn self, man. Bud is a wolf. He was a wolf growing up. You dig? So, you know, niggas, you know, that resonates with the people up here, and that's the energy that we give back. So it was a madhouse in there, man. It was a madhouse. It was a madhouse. Our energy is different up here. And for them to say that shit, I was like, yeah, because that's how I go up here. It's a lion's den up here, bro. And you gotta really be cut from a certain cloth to be able to come up here and be successful. Because the crowd is gonna fuck with you. You're gonna get heckled. I think the only person who didn't get heckled was Raimundo Beltran when he came. I don't think he got heckled. I gotta go back and look at it, but I don't think he got heckled because he really came up here and was overtly humbled and was letting it be. I'm appreciative of the opportunity I'm getting. You dig? You know, thank you for this looking out right here. And even, you know, Bomac was like, yeah, you know, he's a good fighter, man. He's a good dude, but we got a job to do. You dig what I'm saying? So, and that was one of the few people that he didn't knock out, Raimundo Beltran. He didn't knock him out. They went all 12. He just outboxed him. But it's a madhouse up here. You know what I'm saying? It's a madhouse. We wild the fuck out. Some brides got the mixing right. I'm going downstairs. I see my man from my hood, and as I'm talking to him, these chicks get the mixing and all. I'm like, man, this shit it bothers me. I'm just speaking to the mentality of the city, just like any, you know, it's just like any other ghetto. Pause. And I'm back like cook crack. But yeah, like I was saying, man, the level, just them brides getting out there and fighting. After I get the, you know, I go and you know, I see the bro from my block. Growing up, the homie he was always in and out of prison. He's always, and now he doesn't even live in the city no more. He's like, I gotta stay out the way. He's overtly matured. He was a wild dude growing up, you know, and so I see him. And as we get to conversating, these brides get to mixing. I'm like, hey, yo, man, come back here, bro. Like, that shit don't excite me. at this point, man, you know, that's just, you know, just the violent, just how ignorant niggas can get up here, man. Just, I'm like, step back here, bro. Like, let them have that shit, bro. Niggas get hype off, oh shit, they fighting. In a certain setting, I'll be with it. In a certain setting, because I'm not no violent nigga, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to fight. I don't want to do all that shit. I don't, man, because you just don't know what's going on. And just last night, motherfuckers got the up and shit, you know what I'm saying? When the rumble is on, motherfuckers get the up in the... Niggas is up in the pole. Now what? You know, it's just like, goddamn, we just can't get out here and have a good time. Why's it got to be all this extra shit? I don't like that shit. So in certain instances, when it's a celebratory situation, like with Bud, 18,000 in attendance, the first fight on Black Prime, brought a lot of fighters out. Proner was there, Ruggaroo was there, Tarver, Paulie, Shakur was there. They was just showing love to the city, man. Like, that's not, like, why ruin that? Why fuck up that energy? Just like, yo, get the fuck on somewhere, man. If it's a regular night in the club, whatever the fuck ever. All right, y'all do y'all thing. But on a night like this, man, just, it's like, bro, man, just, y'all can't let this, we can't go out here and have fun so we can have more events like this happening. The city was active last night, bro. They had the Jingle Jam concert with Ja Rule, Twister, my beloved Ashanti was up there. I forget who else was up. It was a lot. DC Young Fly, he was in the building. Lloyd was up here. It was a lot of shit. And today we're having it's like a comedy type thing going on, bro. Like, it was really lively last night. For them hoes to get up there and do that shit just really just bothered me. So I grabbed my man. I was like, nah, hey man, come back here, bro. Like, that shit petty, bro. Like, that shit, it's not exciting to me. Everybody, oh shit, man, fuck out of here, bro. But we get violent up here. We do. You know, we get violent up here. That's just the energy of the city. And it just go down like that. And on top of that violence, it's a madhouse. We gonna hold down who we hold down. We gonna hold down who we go. Like North High School up here, when we was growing up, I know just how wild we get up here, man. At basketball games, whoever played North, any OPS school, if you played North, 9 times out of 10, it was a riot. Like North, when I was growing up, they had, you know, it was a hood up here called Capone's. They was off like 35th and Ames, like right up there. And that's, they literally, they kind of shared turf with the Hoovers up here. They was ducked off in them little cul-de-sacs up there. So it's not necessarily sharing the turf, but they're bumped up right next to each other. But every school you went to, every school North, if it was Benson, if they played Benson, 40th Ave, that's all 40s and 44s up there. You dig? It's just wild. Like, I'm giving y'all gang history or whatever in the city, man. If you play Central, Project niggas was up there, like Pleasant View projects. Pleasant View, it was Pleasant View and Bottom niggas. The Bottoms. It was a conglomerate of those neighborhoods right there or whatever, man. And then if you played a school like Northwest, you had like Crown Point and shit like that up there, you know. And none of these neighborhoods got along with the Capone niggas. Nobody got along with them. James Street niggas, they beefing. Deuce 9 niggas, they beefing. It was just wild like that, man. But whenever North had it was just always drama up there, and they would, you know, they would kind of be, you know, they would entice you as well. And when North would go to the free throw line to shoot free throws, if they scored a free throw, even if it bounced off the backboard and clanged all around the rim on some toilet bullshit, and then eventually went in the bucket, North was going to say, swish, bitch. You know, it's just antagonistic like that, man. Just, we wild up here. We wild the fuck out up here, man. And, you know, Bud is cut from that cloth. So it just get, you know, shit get loopy like that, man. It get real Mickey up here like that, man. But that's just how I go, man. And that, you know, I'm not like, I just went on a little rant or whatever the case may be, but it just goes to show the level of ignorance that we'll take it to, even when someone is showing the side, you know, signs of humility, like a David Avenesian, who came up here very humble and he still got booed out of the arena. Not out of the arena literally, but they was like, fuck that nigga. He, you know, he the ops. But as far as the fight is concerned, man, we all expected Bud to go in there and do that shit. Like, nobody was expecting Bud to go in there and, you know, have to go through the gears to beat David Avenesian. Nobody was expecting him to have to consistently make adjustments on the fly. Nobody was expecting that from him because we knew what time it was. We knew who it was we was going to get with David Avenesian. You know, David Avenesian isn't a dude who has a multitude of layers and dimensions in his game. That's just not him. And that's cool. You know who else doesn't have that? Spence. The difference is Spence is proven that he can do that shit at the highest level. To where you have to be so good. You have to have a multitude of layers to go through to deal with my one dimension that I have. Because the fighters that he's fought have more layers in him. He was just able to overcome them. Kell Brook is a different story had he not jumped up. But with Shawn Porter, that is clear as day his best win. Even though Kell Brook beat Porter. Porter was the fresher fighter. That was his best win. So David Avenesian, it's nothing wrong with being pretty one-dimensional. There's a multitude of fighters who are. David Avenesian being one of them. He went in there, he wasn't able to get, we're gonna get the prototypical David Avenesian. There's nothing that stands out about him. There's nothing that stands out about him, man. And Bud was breaking him down pretty early. One thing that Bud does is he'll flank. It's like people can do shit. Like when you're at a certain level, you can get away with making certain mistakes that a lesser fighter couldn't make. Like Bud, when he goes on the offensive, he'll pat at your guard or whatever with his lead hand, and he'll stab you to the body with his, like with his left hand, like with when he's in the southpaw stance. He'll pat at. So technically, he's open to be countered. If somebody was sharp enough and crafty enough and poised enough in them situations, and comfortable enough in them situations, they could punish him for that. He'll pat at your guard with his lead hand. I think he does it a lot out of the southpaw stance. Because I think he's a lot more strategic when he's out of the southpaw stance. But he'll pat at you with his right hand, and then he'll stab you to the body with the left hand. He was doing that a lot, and it clear as day it hurts. If it doesn't hurt, it's enough snap on that shot to get your attention to where you don't want it to continue to happen. But he started breaking them down to the body early. It was a lot of people saying, oh man, he was getting hit. That's boxing. You're gonna get hit, bro. No shot that David Avenesian landed was enough to be like, oh shit, Bud is in trouble. The minute he got hit, he'd smile and he'd press the action. It was calculated pressure that he was applying. It was calculated pressure that he was applying. He was getting offline. He was spinning out off the rope. He put on a really good display of boxing in there last night, man. Put on a really good display of boxing, the switch hitting, the infighting, fighting in the pocket. We knew what time it was going to be with David Avenesian, and I called it before the fight even went down. I said, look, I'm calling it Bud's going to stop him between 6 and 8. He's going to stop. And a lot of that shit was due to, I have to carry this man. And I want to get rounds in. I want to get enough rounds into where I'm ironing out. I'm knocking off these cobwebs. I want to get in here and actually work. I'm not about to just get in here and look for a first round knockout. Let me get in here and do what it is that I was supposed to do. What I'm supposed to do. Johnny Beck is the dude that I'm thinking of. That went in there and he didn't do what he was supposed to do against Denzel Bentley. Johnny Beck is who I was thinking of. I'm like, I know it's someone, I just can't think of it. But back to what I was saying about Bud. He went in there, yo man, let me get somebody who's good enough to give me resistance so I can go in here and get some work in. And he went in there and he did that shit. And the combination that he put on that man, good God almighty, man. Oh, that was a nasty two-piece, man. Uppercut, right hook. That's one of my favorite combinations. When I get in the gym, it's a multitude. That's one of them. Backhand uppercut off the middle, hook off the top, or hook off of the uppercut. I love that combination. And he did that shit beautifully. And his power, that dude never got up. Like, he was literally laying there like, what the fuck did I just get hit with? So while I'm not about to sit here and overly praise Bud for the win, because he was supposed to go in there and do that, the fact that, I think what people are really disregarding is, this dude is a legitimate top 10 opponent. Not just, oh, well, he's top 10 in the WBO. No. He's a top 10 fighter in the weight class. But because everybody's so mad that he's not fighting Spence, which is understandable, but you can't fully blame him for that. Floyd said the fight ain't happening. All right, cool. The fight ain't happening. You know what? Let me go get money elsewhere. And Bud probably won't make what he made last night. 10 M's to fight David Avenesian. Black Prime needs to be the next big fight of the big fight promoter in boxing. If they can dish out money like that, and it's a lot of people who feel some type of way about the, oh man, like where they getting all this money from? I'm seeing my man Art Man talking about, oh man, you can't tell me that ain't no money laundering, this and that and the third. Y'all want this shit to be connected to Daniel Kinahan so bad, so that can open up another avenue for you to discredit Tyson Fury. Man, Daniel Kinahan got his money and all types of everything. He can't fuck up the investment, so he went and he loaded Tyson Fury's gloves up. Just like, yo, y'all dudes just got it. Y'all stop. Cut that shit out, bro. Cut that shit the fuck out. You dig? It's ridiculous with you cats, man. But nonetheless, Bud went in there and did what it is that he was supposed to do. I don't think that he should be overtly praised off of it. However, he should definitely be like, yo, he did this to a top 10 opponent. He did this to a top 10 fighter in the division, because that is definitely what David Avenesian is. He is a top 10 47 pounder, bro. That can't be denied. That can't be denied. The rankings prove that he is who he, you know, he's in that division, and he's, you know, he's a reputable opponent in that division. If this was Earl Spence fighting David Avenesian, y'all would have a reason as to why this fight is it's a justifiable fight. Y'all would have y'all reasons. Oh man, he fighting a top 10 opponent. Who is Bud fighting? Who is Bud fighting? It's sucker shit, man. It's, you know, like, you bitch ass niggas is just never say, it's all, like, y'all niggas fucking disgust me, man. But shout out Bud Crawford, man. You put on a hell of a performance. You did what the fuck you were supposed to do. You did what you were supposed to do. And now sky's the limit, man. Like, you're, you know, free agent or whatever, man. To see Zab, Judah, and all them, and they just, for them to really, man, listen, man. Nah, we gonna come back and we gonna conversate about that shit, man, because I think that's something that really needs to be spoken into, bro. Like, just how, you know, just the love that they were showing the city, man. Like, that's a big deal to us, man. So I'm gonna come back and get with y'all on that in a minute, man. Deuces.